Hey guys, right, so we've added featured products and we've got a currency converter. So there's a bit of functionality that we can use. Now let's start to make this random front page look a bit more like a shop. So what we're going to want to do is start thinking about how we're going to lay out the shop itself. What I'm thinking is we'll have, like I've said in the previous videos, a header bar and then an actual menu. We'll have a left-hand side column which will contain stuff like categories and our best-selling products and that kind of stuff, and then the adverts we want to put in if you want adverts. And then to the right we'll have a larger area where we'll have featured products and a banner and anything else we want to put in really. And then at the bottom we will have logos of brands that we sell. So in this case it's going to be stuff like Apple, Samsung, Sony, that kind of stuff, because we're selling phones. Actually, no, we're selling electronic goods, aren't we? So we'll have a few different electronic goods brand names. And then we'll have a bottom area which will have 4 different columns, and in there we'll have stuff like quick links for the user, any stuff for customer service, and then some contact details, and another column. We'll think of something else to put in there. And then in the footer down here we'll have copyright information, and in the right hand side we will have the different forms of payment we accept. Okay, so let's get going. So the first thing we want to do is have a top bar where we're going to have menu and search and stuff like that. We don't want to go in there, we want to go in here. Right, okay. So at the moment we have top bar and featured. So we've got this grey bar and then our featured products area. So we want to copy this. So copy that. Get some space. Okay, and then we'll call this header. Okay, and then change the module name area to header. And then this same pattern as always, we'll jump into our template.details, and we will create a position for our header. We don't need capitals. Header. Okay, good. So now we've got an area for the header. So what we want to do is go and create a module that's going to contain some icons and text. It's going to have stuff like working hours, we're going to say free delivery, and we're going to have a phone number at the top so people can, if they're having trouble or they've got some query, they can phone us. Okay, so let's go and create a new custom HTML module. Wait for this to load in. Right, and we're going to call it, we'll call it, I don't know, useful icons. That will do. So now let's, using the WYSIWYG tools, we will create a quick list. We'll say I'm only using these tools because it's faster. Let's do working hours, and then in paragraph text we'll say Monday to Sunday. We'll keep the same syntax, and then we'll say 8, not star, 8 until 6. Okay, then we're going to have another header 3, and we're going to say free shipping. What have we got here? That's paragraph text. The reason it's done that is because all this, yeah, all that's in the same wrap. Let's just jump into our code and change this. So what we want to do here is this wants to be H3 and that wants to be a P tag. Okay, and then we want to say on orders above £100. Okay. And then we want another one for the phone number. Let's say phone. And then we'll just say okay, just a random phone number. That'll do. Now, what we want to do is create an ID for our UL, and we'll call it useful icons. Okay. Over in position, we'll say header and hide, menu assignment all, save and close. So now when we reload our page, here we get what we've created, but that looks a bit rubbish. We've got this list, it tells us something, but it's not very good. So what we want to do is put that in line and get rid of these dots. So remember we called our UL, we gave it the ID of useful hyphen icons. So let's jump into here. Create just a bit of text to tell us this is the header, and we're going to do use UL ID useful icons. Okay, we want to say this style type is none. Okay, now also make the padding 0, and for the hell of it we'll make the margin 0 as well. So if then UL hash useful icons again, and then we put li, so we want to tell it now we're looking for stuff in the list. Okay, any list items, that's what we want to edit here. And we want to say display inline table, and we'll save that. Now what will happen is these dots will disappear. The first iteration will nudge right to the edge in line with this line here and the F, and all 3 items will become inline. Ready? There we go. Got rid of the dots, they're now in line, and it's right to the edge. So, but they're all close together now, so it looks like working our free shipping phone. You get what? So, first of all, let's just quickly do an edit and change it to working hours. Okay. There we go. Now we want to put some space, so we can jump into Firebug and do all this in here. Right, so we'll leave that as is, and copy it and throw it into there and save. We'll reload our page, and we'll see that we get these here very nicely in line. Okay, very good. So that's the start of our header. We've got working hours, free shipping and phone. The styling on these we'll fix up later and make them look really pretty, but for now at least they're there. We're just trying to get stuff in place. The next thing we want to do is put a logo into our header. So again, we'll go to Modules and we'll jump into Photoshop and create a logo. Okay, so now Photoshop's loaded. Let's go ahead and go for New. Remember, you can use any image editor you want. I'm using Photoshop as it's a great tool if you're going into web building and web design to have Photoshop and to understand how it works. It will help you so much in the future. So we're going to call this shop logo. You can call it whatever you want. We're going to make it 204 pixels by 45 pixels. Okay, let's zoom in on that. Let's just throw some text in here and call it my shop. Text is white, background's white, don't want that. And we'll make this the same blue that we were using on these buttons, because that's our primary colour. Okay. Let's write that into there. Okay. And we'll just make this area. Okay. All this you can do yourself. You can spend as long as you want making your own logos. I'm just going to do something really simple for now. Just trying to fill up the logo space. There we go. Okay. And also make sure the background's transparent. Now let's go and make sure we just create a new module, a new custom module. We're going to call this logo. And we're going to say image using our WYSIWYG. Also go into headers. And let's upload our logo. Okay, and we're going to put this in the header. Make sure it's on every page. And then if you go into advanced, hit space and module class suffix, like we've done in other stuff, and create a class and just call it, we'll call it header logo with a capital L. Make sure there's a space before the H there, look. That gives you room. And it's just in case we want to put the logo again somewhere else, we want to redefine it. So we'll just say header logo, save and close. Let's jump into here. And now we've got our logo, but it's gone above these icons. We don't want that. So the best thing to do is you go into your modules, which is this section here, search tools, position and header. And then if we hit these little two arrows, that'll give us the order, and then we can just put the logo below the useful icons. You don't have to hit save, it'll save automatically, and then look, there you go. You've got your logo. Okay, good. So we've got logo. Now let's put in our menu. So we are going to say, I'm going to grab this element again. It's always the same structure that we want. we're going to say main menu, and then here, just all in lowercase, we're going to say main menu. But make sure that second M, first M in menu on the div ID is capitalised, just so we can read it better. Okay, and we'll jump into our XML and just change sidebar because we don't want that. Change it to the same syntax as the name on your module position. So now we've created an area to put the menu. So we're going to make sure we've got a menu. We've got a main menu, that's good. So we're in modules, so select position, so it'll give us everything. And then we'll say, oh, it default makes you a main menu module, so that's fine. Show submenus, yes. All pages, we want to put this in main menu. Hide. And everything's good. If we reload, you can now see we've got our menu item. So now we need to style this. So I'll grab this ID, jump into our style sheet code, and then below the header, we're going to say main menu, and then create our CSS for our div, and say background. We're going to make it a nice charcoal colour. Okay, and there we go. So we've still got our inner wrapper here, but it looks like it's full screen. That looks really nice. So now what we want to do is we can see our one list item, the A, our anchor, is full width. We don't want that. We only want it as wide as need be. So here we can do this. We can say, and if you're starting to pick up the trick with this already, you can rush ahead. But I would stay with me to try and make sure you don't skip anything. Main menu, ul.menu, and then I would say padding is none, margin is none. Okay, and then we'll grab this bit and say, and jump into our list items. Let's say width, auto. And then the other thing we want to do is the same as with the anchor, say width auto. And the reason that still hasn't done anything is we also want to display inline. Display inline table. And there we go. So now it's only as wide as need be. Next thing we want to do is change the colour of the text and the colour of what happens when we hover. So we will say, and grab this, just editing the anchor now, and say colour FFF. Now we want to edit what happens to our anchor when we hover over it. So we say colour is still FFF, which is white. If you haven't picked that up already, FFF is white. Background is going to be transparent. And what we want to do is we want to add a underline to the whole of the anchor, so all the text within the LI basically. So we say text, decoration, underline. Okay, can reload our page. Now when we hover, we get this nice underline effect. The background is now transparent and the text is still white. Okay, very good. So starting to come together now, starting to look a bit more like a website. We just need to fix some stuff up here. here, we need some more menu items and we need a search bar. So let's do a search bar. Search bars are fun. So VM search and shut, which was created from our all-in-one zip file that we installed earlier. So we want to say that this is published. Put this in the header on all pages. Now I want search filter category no, search button yes, button position right, button as image no, button name we'll leave as default, set item ID no, and the text yeah, so we will say search our shop dot. Okay, reload. That's going to put our search bar in there, but it looks not very good. And it's also above our logo. So again, what we do is we jump into our position and say, which is header, and we just nudge search bar below. And I'm also going to change the name of this. It's a shop. Search. Okay. So now that's below. So what we want to do is we want to put it here and make sure this menu comes back up. So we will go and find the ID, which is there. Input ID. We have got a search. We should probably take that. Yeah, so we'll jump into our header, say header dot search, width of 450 pixels. Okay, and let's just put the background for red so that we can see what it's actually doing. Let's go and have a look. Okay. So that is our full search element. Let's go and put it into a better position. Okay. And we're going to say auto. That's auto align it. Nudge it up by 10 and then drop the bottom down by 10. Okay, and then what we're going to do is say height 50 pixels, bottom back in, a bit too high, isn't it? Say 45, and nudge that down by 5. There you go, that looks a bit better. Get rid of the red. So now we're starting to get our search bar in place. Okay. Now what we want to do is grab the ID of our input. Okay, and say width 90%. Okay. We don't want it full width because we want to make space for the button. So let's make it 80%. Okay. And then we will say header.search button. And the button hasn't got a class, so we'll just oh yes, sorry. We can say .search.button. There we go. And then we can say width 20%. now let's do some styling. Let's do some styling on our input. So we're going to say border 2 pixels, solid, and make it grey, give it some padding, so 8 and 5. Remember, you can do whatever kind of styling you want on these. This is all really just an example. If you copy these tutorials exactly, then you'll get something that looks exactly like this, but it will function and it will be nice for your users when they're purchasing items. Sorry, I'm flicking back and forwards here. Just trying to check where I am. Let's reload this page. Okay, good. And now we want to go and edit our button. So we're going to say padding 8 pixels and 5 pixels. What we want to do is nudge our button up a bit. Can't nudge our button up very much. Reason for that right, what we want to do, make this there we go. So what we're doing is, because there's a slight problem here, we want to quickly get around it where the button won't move in the margin area. Just giving it a position of absolute. Now this isn't the best thing to do in the world, but if we start having problems, which I think we will later in responsive design, we'll come back to this and fix it. So I've made this red just so we can get full positioning on our button. Search button, and then we will also, yeah, that's fine. The red should go away now. There we go. Okay, now let's make our search button our primary color background. So we will go ahead and say border none, and say background. That colour is left, that is not our blue. That's the one we want. That explains why our logo isn't blue. I grabbed the wrong blue earlier. We can fix that later. Okay. So I'm sorry if I'm writing this code really fast, but you can always pause the video. Yeah. I'll save that. There you go, you've got a second. Pause the video there, write all that code, and then you'll be with us. Okay, so now we've got our search and our search bar, search button, logo, and some icons. So I've just thought of something we can do and make this line up a bit better. So instead of saying that the left-right margin is auto, we're going to float right. Oops. Okay. So what that's done is it's put it to the right. So now we've got it's a bit more even instead of shoving it in the middle. Okay. Oops, no, sorry. That's what we want. Okay, Dave, we've got a search bar. Does it work? Let's try it. Now we only have one product. We have our iPhone 6s. Let's search iPhone and see what happens. Nothing happens. You know why nothing happens? We haven't created a component area in our code. Well, not in our code, in our HTML. You could argue it's wrapped in PHP, but that's for another time. We won't argue that now. We need to create a component area. And this is different to creating a module position, okay? Even though it looks like I'm doing the exact same thing. Create div ID component, class inner. Type is not modules, it's going to be a component. So whatever component is displayed on any page is going to go in this div area. And all styling will be the same across all components. We get rid of the name. We'll keep the style as XHTML. That's actually no, we'll get rid of it. No, we'll leave it as XHTML because I want to show titles and stuff. So let's reload our page. And now we suddenly get this home tab title you see, because obviously this page is an article. That's how Joomla works, and with every page or every article, it default puts the header. So I'm showing you how to get rid of this. We can jump into our menus, into main menu. We go to home, which is our only menu item at the moment. And then we set options. Show title is use global. Okay. So it's taking any parent options for the title. So what we do is we jump back into menus, go to manage, then go on the right hand side, go to options, show browser heading, permissions. Okay. It's got it set to no. Alright then. We'll do it the old-fashioned way. Get back into our home menu. Go to page display. Oh, sorry, okay. Use global. We didn't want options there. We wanted page display. Show title. Use global. The global is no, like display none. So that now disappears. There you go. That's how you get rid of that. Now if we search in our shop again, let's say iPhone, let's see. There we go. We now get a search result for iPhone. And it's using all the inbuilt stuff from VirtueMart. So this is how the search comes back. Okay, now another thing we can do, I believe, we can specify an exact page we want the search results to display in. Now, that's something else we want to do. Sorry, this is set item ID. That is the. I will show you what that is. If you jump into search shop. Oh, no, sorry. I'm going to go to mod. No, I was right. Yeah, jump into search shop. And then. That's where we already were, isn't it? You want the ID of this module, and that's what you want to set item ID as. So the ID here is 90. That's uniquely made by our Joomla system. So we shove that into there, save and close. Then what happens is when we jump and do another search, yeah, that's what we wanted. That's right. And then we'll go to, right, we're going to try and put our search results into a specific place. So we're going to create a new menu and call it hidden. Okay. So any pages we want, but we don't want displayed in any menus, we put into the hidden. Okay, and so we're going to say search results, create an alias of search results, and then what we want to do is virtumart. Sorry, I'm going to article, single article. We have no articles. Can we create an article from here? No. Okay, we need to create a blank article. Add new article. Call it search results again. Search results. Good. Okay. Menus, hidden. New. Recreate our search results menu item. Articles, single. And then select the article we want to display, which is search results, which has got nothing in it. And there we go. Now we jump into modules. Go back to our shop search. Right, what we want to do now is get the item ID. We want the ID of the menu we just created for our search results, which is 116. Okay, and we're going to put that in set item ID. 116. Save and close. Go back to the home page and search iPhone. No, that has not worked, has it? Item ID equals 116. Did we do our alias stuff? No, right, we haven't done our URL rewriting. So up to this point, everything's correct except we haven't told our HTA access file to change our aliases. So here we've got this really messy URL where it's basically the component for the search bar is going to the database. It's looking for iPhone, it's looking for width and height, or any of these options here, and then it's going to throw them back to us. That looks really bad. All we want is to say search results, and then what we want is whatever we typed in here to be, so it'll look really, really clean. So we go into System, and then Global Configuration, and then you come over here under the Site tab, go to SEO Settings, and change Use URL Rewriting to Yes, and say Save and Close. Then we have to jump over to our code, and you will see a file called htaaccess.txt. So we open that, we find rewrite engine on, and we type underneath it rewrite base space / and save. Okay, close that. Then on our htaaccess.txt file, we change the name of htaaccess.txt to .htaaccess. And that then becomes an invisible file. Now, what should happen when we search for iPhone is we should get an SEO friendly URL. We still don't. So there's something we're not doing at the moment that's quite right. But this will help us down the line because we can now do something like home, and we now get home. If we hadn't done what we just done, we get all sorts of problems. So that's something. The only other thing I can think is that we don't need a blank article, we need an actual specific search page. So can we have a com_search? Let's change that to com_search. Okay, still 116. Reload our page and then see what happens. And we type in iPhone. Now it's still going to component virgin search query keyword, which we don't want it to do. We want a URL friendly page. Oh well, it's not the end of the world. We can leave it like this for now and come back to it. So now you will have a shop which can change currency like this. It's now in euros. Okay. We have some information here, our logo, search which returns results, and a menu with some featured products. So in the next tutorial we will be adding a load more products in. We'll put a banner here and work on the sidebar, and then we'll start prettying things up a little bit. Okay, alright, well if this helped you guys, give us a like, subscribe for more, and thank you.